Looks like Xbox Series X finally gets some good news in the form of something from Digital Foundry, the place that you'd probably least expect to get Xbox Series X name news that's going to be worth a damn. And guess what? It's exactly kind of like what I've been saying for a while now. And even though Microsoft has been trying to advertise every other which way but an Xbox to play Xbox games, it looks like that's sort of falling on deaf ears and sort of actually going to say, hey, you know what? A console is probably the better way to kind of push it. So we'll see what happens. But Digital Foundry, hey, to their credit, they tested this out. Digital Foundry says, according to this, it says, you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox. We beg to differ. Cloud streaming quality must improve, and the PC Xbox app needs an urgent revamp. So another week, another episode of Digital Foundry's little show. Microsoft's latest endeavors are the lead topic. Last week, the Xbox app for Amazon Fire Stick 4K was released, backed by aggressive marketing from Microsoft suggesting that you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox. Now, on a broad level, the message is accurate, but based on the quality of the service, things need to change significantly before they can endorse that idea, whether you're experiencing Xbox on Xbox, PC, or cloud. So, according to this, Richard Ledbetter, who is like the technology editor at Digital Foundry, said he bought an Amazon Fire Stick 4K Max to test Xbox streaming last week, but fully expected the experience to mirror the current cloud streaming offering via the Xbox console or PC. After all, the quality of the streaming isn't really defined by your client hardware, but rather whatever data is streamed to you by Microsoft servers. The difference offered by the Fire Stick is, of course, accessibility. Similar to its endeavors in getting cloud streaming working on Samsung TVs, this is all about opening up Xbox to more potential users who may not be particularly interested in buying a console. The idea is sound, but I feel the execution needs much work. So even though you need one of the 4K versions of the latest Fire Stick to stream Xbox, it's the same 1080p stream that we've seen previously in other tests. Microsoft deserves some kudos for input lag response that beats the PlayStation counterpart. It's noticeably slower than the local experience, but you can adjust it. Mostly it's okay, especially if you choose a game that runs at 60 frames per second. Microsoft also deserves kudos for an interface that works and a clear suggestion from the app to switch your TV into game mode. His defaulted to filmmaker mode on his LG CX OLED, good for media content but not for gaming. However, the gameplay experience isn't good. The stream itself is starved of bitrate, meaning that the quality of the image is relatively poor, especially when streamed to a large living room display. Macro blocking is easily noticeable even on static screens, particularly on gradulated color transitions. The Starfield menu system is a good example of this. Other content fares better. Forza Horizon 5 looked fine, but this is in no way a replacement for a local experience. So folks, that's kind of what my point is about this. Like, a lot of people just assume, oh, well, they want to, replace this, they want to do this, and I'm like one of those people that think Microsoft probably shouldn't be, doing this type of ad campaign. Like, they're way more aggressive with this ad campaign for for a way to play Xbox without an Xbox than they have been for the actual Xbox, which really kind of vexes me in a lot of ways, because it's like, you have this console and you guys never advertise it. And in fact, they don't advertise it, and they also don't advertise like Game Pass, which I think is weird, right? You have these things and you're not pushing them whatsoever. So, I find that to be sort of a strange 1-2 combination. And now they advertise like, hey, you can just, do this to play the games. Like, I've never been a fan of that. I'll never be a fan of streaming games for multiple reasons, right? Like, here's where I can be acceptable of the situation, right? As like something, as like a alternative. Like, if you, I can understand people are like, I didn't bring my console with me on vacation, I'll stream it, it's bad, but it's better than nothing type of situation, right? I don't ever look at streaming as a thing where, oh, hey, let's go play, this is the only way I'm going to play. I don't see how that could work, right? For the main reason is, like, yeah, Game Pass is one thing, but like, eventually they're going to get to a point where they're going to want to sell people games at $70 a pop. and I just don't see the type of person, or if you are that type of person, hey, let me know, and I'll say, I didn't realize that existed. But I don't really think there is that type of person that's going to pay $70 to $100 for an individual game that is, not going to be able to own that game, right? It's like, yeah, we'll buy digital movies and stuff, but those are, way less expensive. You can get a digital movie for $5. So to me, like, I think that's a significantly different thing than paying for all of this. But interesting nonetheless. Nice to see that, hey, this isn't a replacement for that. According to their recent analysis of both Microsoft and Sony's cloud platform, it uncovered something else. Although the Xbox servers are running on Series X silicone, users are receiving Series S versions of the games. Their understanding is that Microsoft is virtualizing more game instances from the same hardware by using less demanding Series S code path for any given game. Bearing in mind that the stream itself is 1080p, the idea has merit, the exception to the rule being titles that support 60 frames per second on Series X but not Series S. Doubling the frame rate lowers latency, essential for cloud systems. So you don't need an Xbox to play Xbox. It's true the streaming system works, but it isn't a particularly good experience for Xbox gaming. The simple solution would be to increase the bit rate of the video and thus improve the quality. Stadia did it. PlayStation Plus cloud streaming does it. GeForce Now does it. It works, and it respects the target display in a way that Microsoft's current cloud streaming does not. As things stand, though, in a world where Xbox Series S is remarkably cheap, especially secondhand, he bought one for £65 on Facebook Marketplace. The fact is that spending a little more gets you a far superior gaming experience, improved input lag, crystal clear imagery, no streaming image quality issues, and you're just not limited to Game Pass but standard Xbox titles too. But you haven't needed an Xbox to play Xbox for a while, and you don't need to use streaming either. You can use PC, and although there are some exceptions, Halo Infinite springs to mind, the quality of Microsoft PC releases is typically fine. However, as per their discussion on this week's Direct, they have plenty of gripes about the Xbox app on PC as well. So again, I like what he's saying here. It's like, and I've mentioned this too, like, you can get this Amazon stick, I guess with tax, it's like $80 or something, but you could get a Series S for right around that price, right? Like, I don't understand the type of person that would actually end up getting, end up getting that for that price instead. You know what I mean? So yeah, like, I think that would be a little bit weird to me. It's like, I know that why would you not want to get actual hardware? I've never really understood that thought process, for a lot of reasons. But it's just like, if you can get, something that actually plays the games, and you can play the games you own, and they're gonna play better. And especially, like, I know how, like, everybody's like, well, depending on this or this, it's like, I know specifically in, like, the US, we have, like, the worst internet, that you can get. But it's like just one of those things where it's sort of strange to me, right? And then, like, this Amazon stick that comes bundled with a controller is going to be $110 when that goes off sale. So basically, you can pretty much get a Series S for that price. Like, that's the thing that I'm kind of saying. It's kind of weird to kind of see that. So not only are you, and yeah, I mean, if you're going to be a gamer, you might be into Game Pass anyway, but Game Pass is already to where you're paying $250 a year for it. Then you're paying $110 for this. It's like, you're already up hundreds of dollars. Why not just get a platform that can actually play the stuff with quality, especially if you want to play something multiplayer wise? So think about this for a second, right? If you're playing a game through the cloud, right? You've got this situation with the multiplayer, so you're having to deal with two different types of the cloud, right? You have to deal with this thing having to stream your game, and also reaction to multiplayer and pings and stuff like that. I think that's where a lot of this cloud stuff really stalls, and we'll see what happens long term with it. But it is nice to see them saying, hey, this is nowhere near a replacement for Xbox Series X. And I think good on Digital Foundry for saying that. They could have easily went the other way and, like, basically destroyed what Xbox was. So I hope that we continue to see a lot of innovative hardware from Microsoft, I think we'll just have to kind of wait and see on that. I'll link this in the description, though. You guys can check it out. Let me know what you think. Sound off in the comments if you guys are new, or whatever. If you like the channel, please like the video, and please consider subscribing. So we'll catch you next time. Have a great day. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, grab gamer 'em up, grab gamer out.